Is the Calgary real estate market shifting? Are prices in Okotoks and South Calgary about to drop? Well, if you are buying or selling this spring, you need to hear this update. In this video, we're going to break down some of the latest stats and trends and what it could mean for potential buyers and sellers in the Calgary real estate market. So make sure you stay tuned until the end of this video where I'll give you my expert take on whether now is the right time to make a move. Hello, everybody. My name is Brad Gagne, and I am a realtor with eXp Realty here in Calgary, specializing in the south of the city, also Okotoks and some of the surrounding neighborhoods. And in this video, we are going to do a little bit of a market overview so you can get a good idea of what is happening in Calgary and Okotoks and what you can expect if you are looking to buy or sell coming into this spring. So first things first, let's take a look at what's been going on in the market lately, get a good feeling for how real estate is doing at the moment. And so the first thing we're going to look at is sales. So last month we saw just over 1,700 homes sold in the city of Calgary, which is a little bit of a decrease, about 1% over February of last year. But if you look at previous years, 2023 and 2024, you are looking at about a 20% drop. So houses aren't selling or aren't in as big of a demand currently as they were coming out of those COVID years. The next thing we're going to look at is new listings. So these are homes that just came onto the market for sale. And last month, we saw just over 2,800 homes come onto the market, which is a big increase, almost 19%, 18.5% to be exact. And as you know, if you've been looking at homes for the last couple of years, the biggest concern we've had is there just aren't any homes for sale. Inventory has been very low, and that has led to lots of bidding wars and has really driven the price of a home up. So it is, if you are in the market to buy, a nice thing to see. There are a lot more options out there for you right now. Next one we're going to look at is active listings. So these are homes that are on the market currently that you can buy. There are approximately 4,200 new listings up on the MLS as we speak. And again, just like we see a big jump and increase in new listings last month, that is almost a 52% increase from last year and almost 75% if we look back to 2023. So that is a massive jump. Once again, we are completely shifting away from almost no homes for sale and buyers having to bid on very few homes that are out there. Now we've seen that kind of reversing, and there are lots and lots of homes. However, you would think that more options could mean prices have coming down, but we have in fact seen an increase. So the average benchmark home for a house in Calgary now is just over $587,000, which is an increase of about 11% from 2023, but only about 0.93% over last year. So again, if you've been shopping for a home over several years and you have been concerned that the price of houses was slowly getting out of control, you can see that we were having these big price jumps, and now 1%. So an increase, but not something that we've seen in the years past. And the last metric we're going to look at is days on market. So days on market is just simply how many days the house is listed for sale before it actually sells. And when it's a seller's market, you see houses on the market for very few days, sometimes under 10 days, less than a week, and they're selling very quickly. And that's what we have seen in 2023 and even parts of 2024. But now we're starting to see that increase. We're almost at 30 days or almost a full month, so 29 days, which is a 45% increase from this time last year. Okay, so that was the market update for Calgary. Let's shift our focus now to the town of Okotoks and see if we are seeing the same kind of information or trends that the city of Calgary has. So Okotoks, much smaller market. It is definitely a community south of Calgary that is in demand. Lots of people looking to buy. And because of that, the benchmark price for a home in Okotoks does sit quite a bit higher than the city of Calgary at almost $615,000. And that is about 5% higher than it was at this time last year. New listings are up just like in the city of Calgary. There was 140 new listings last month. That is quite a bit in comparison to what Okotoks has had in the past. Again, Okotoks at one time was one of the fastest growing communities in the country. It has seen some slowdown, but now that we have new communities being built up, especially in that north part of the town, like Darcy Ranch, we are starting to see more houses coming on the market. And in that same 1 month period, we did see 55 homes sold, which again is up over last year. And the days on market, unlike in the city of Calgary, where you can expect for your house to sit on the MLS for about 30 days, in the town of Okotoks, if you have a house that somebody wants, it is being sold very quickly within a week. So again, just like the city of Calgary, Okotoks is experiencing that shift in the market where we are seeing more houses coming for sale, meaning buyers have more options and people are looking to take advantage of that and get into Okotoks, which has historically been a very tough place to buy a home. Okay, so now that we've seen what's kind of going on in our markets and we've noticed the trend shifting from houses selling quick and very little inventory to now we're seeing homes sitting on the market a little bit longer and more choices are available. What does this mean if you're looking to buy? Well, it is a good thing. In the past, there has been very little selection, lots of people looking to move to Calgary and Alberta, and we have seen bidding wars. We've seen houses that within 2, 3, 4 days of being on the market have 10 plus offers and they get sold for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 above asking. Now that we are seeing houses on the market sitting a little bit longer and a lot more options, this is good for buyers. This means that now you can take your time, you can make sure you do your due diligence, see more than one property, make sure you get your home inspections, and really make sure that the house you are buying is the one you really want, not just the one you can get. It also means that sellers could become very negotiable, whereas in before, sellers could set the price. If they didn't like what you offered, they simply had to say no because there was another one coming very shortly afterwards. Whereas now, sellers are having to sit on their properties longer. If they're looking to move really fast because of work or financial issues, they don't really have that option to say no. So if you're a buyer and you know what you want and you know what you can afford, then the power really is shifting towards you. So what can be done as a buyer to take advantage of this? Well, first things first, you want to make sure you're pre-approved. You want to know what you can afford and what the bank is willing to give you. That way, when you find that property you want, you can make sure that you can make your offer and get the deal done. There's nothing worse than shopping for a home, not knowing exactly what you can afford, go through all the steps to buy the home, only to find out later that the banks have rejected you. The other thing you can do is start looking. Okay, figure out the communities that you want. Are schools important to you? Is being close to work important to you? Are you looking for green space? You want inner city or do you want more suburban living? Make sure you know where you want to go. And then you can get a hold of your realtor with your pre-approval letter, knowing how much you can afford, what type of house is important to you, and what neighborhoods you are desiring. That way, when you are ready to actually pull the trigger and buy a home, you are ready to go and you can get it done quickly, pain-free, and get into your dream home fast. Okay, so what does this mean for sellers coming into this market? We are seeing the shift where there's a higher level of inventory and homes are sitting on the market for longer. But that doesn't mean it's a bad time to sell. We are still seeing prices going up And there are still demand for people to buy homes. People still want to move to Calgary. People still want to move to Okotoks. So what can you do to ensure that your home sells and sells quickly? First things first is pricing. The price you come onto market with has to be correct. If you go too high, your home's going to sit. Then you have to do a price drop and your home still might sit. And then you have to do a price drop and your home still might sit. And this tells, one, to the buyers and buyer agents, your home's too expensive, you've overvalued it. And two, it is very frustrating. Selling a home that you are emotionally attached to makes you want to sell it for top dollar. It is your home. You may have raised your children there. You're attached to it. But it is important to make sure that the first price you come onto the market with is the best price. And you do that by sitting down with your agent and going through market data and seeing what houses have been selling for, what your house is actually worth, and then getting it done on the market with the proper price. And then there's certain things you can do to make your house look more appealing. Spring is the best time to sell a home. It is beautiful outside. People are out walking around enjoying the fresh weather, the hot sun that they haven't seen in months. So this is the time to get your house ready. Any kind of upgrades to your outside, fix your porch, fix your deck, your siding, anything that you may have neglected over the years, a fresh coat of paint, anything to make the curb appeal of your home better, because people are out and that is the first thing they see, and that is what they're going to judge your house by. And the last thing you can do is professionally staged. Make sure you get somebody in that knows what they're doing, that can stage your home. That way, when people open the door and they're looking around, they can start to envision themselves living in that space, visualizing where their couch is going to go, their TV is going to go, their kids playing in the back rooms. You have to make sure your home is staged. So those are two things. You want your house to sell quick, price it right, and make it look good to the buyers. So what is my belief right now with the way the market is trending? Well, I think it's a very balanced market. Nobody really has an advantage right now, whether you're a buyer or you're a seller. And I know right now the economy is all up in the air. We're dealing with tariffs, potential rise of inflation, and all these things that are making people a little bit worried about spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a new home. But if you're selling, there are people looking to buy. So you want to make sure that your house is priced right and that you've cleaned it up and is attractive to buyers. And if you're looking to buy a home, this is the first time in many years where buyers have a lot more options. We are seeing houses sitting on the market a little bit longer, and we are seeing more houses on the market just in general. So this gives buyers a little more time to do their homework, make sure that they find the house they really love in the neighborhoods they really want to be in. So if you're looking to buy a house, now is the time to get pre-approved for that mortgage, know what you can afford, and sit down with a realtor and put your plan together to get into that new house this spring. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that video. That's my take on how the market in Calgary and Okotoks is trending right now. So if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, please reach out. My contact information is in the description below, or you can simply just DM or comment here that you would like to chat, and we can go through what kind of options are out there for you right now. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video, and that way you will never miss a market update and can always stay in tune with what's going on in the Calgary real estate market.